seen them live. We've talked about the Lonesome Crowded West. So in your Modest Mouse Odyssey, you've now hit another cornerstone. Which album have you heard now enough to talk about?
The Moon and Antarctica.
My actual favourite Modest Mouse album, even though I think the songs are stronger on Lonesome Crowded West.
Yes.
So, Moon and Antarctica directly comes after Lonesome Crowded West. It's their major label debut.
Wow.
It's their first album to be released on Epic Records, I believe. And it was a bit of a damp squib. It was squib.
Squib.
It was critically acclaimed and got lots of sort of best of the year lists and a lot of sort of huge sort of like magazine acclaim, and it was big with the Pitchfork crowd as well. It got like a notoriously high mark on Pitchfork and probably sold a lot of records just on the back of
Based
that.
on that, yeah.
Yeah, it was sort of a crossover. Do you know the song Gravity Rides Everything?
Yes.
Was used in a camper van commercial.
Oh my god.
I know. It was weird, but yeah, they made inroads into the mainstream, but it's very much sort of...
It's a very depressing album.
Very depressing, very dark album.
It's the one where Oscar Isaac was like, when he was touring it, he was apparently the worst thing he'd ever been in.
Yeah.
Like he went to prison for a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. But I've had like the next album, Good News for People That
Love Bad News.
Love Bad News, was almost like a direct response where like he was like, I'm done with being sad songs, I'm going to write a happy song.
Yeah. This album sort of has a weird place in their history because it's not their commercial breakthrough, which is The People of Bad News.
Yeah.
It's not their most acclaimed album, which is probably Lonesome Crowded West. It's sort of a bit of in between. However, I think this is a great album. So, what did you think upon listening to The Moon and Antarctica, the 15-song, 60-minute behemoth?
Well, like most things, Modest Mouse, it's one that it takes time to unpack.
Yeah.
I'm still unpacking a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's a type of album that I really like, and in that it needs to be listened to as one thing.
Yes.
It has to be listened to as one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it's a shame that we didn't play songs from Moon and Antarctica, but at the same time, it's best that we probably didn't because it plays out in a nice sequence. In terms of a construction of an album, I agree, this is better than Lonesome Crowded West.
Yeah.
There are songs that I prefer on Lonesome Crowded West.
Like Cowboy Dan
and Trailer Trash and
yeah.
Trucker's Atlas and stuff like that. But as an album, I think Moon and Antarctica is so brilliantly sequenced.
Yeah.
It feels like the descent of a person. It feels like the character is looking at himself and assessing all the elements that made up his life and basically falling into depression.
Yes.
Realising that he's accomplished nothing, and what I like about the album is that it's heavily space themed.
Yes.
A lot of the lyrics are based around gravity and space and stars and stars are projectors and third planet and stuff like that. I like how Oscar Isaac manages lyrically to take this character's life and his trials and tribulations and puts it onto a galactic scale. Yeah. Like your life. Ultimately, it could be quite positive that your life is huge and it's just as important as the wider universe. Yeah. Or it could be that your life is so insignificant compared to the wider universe. It's up to you to decide. It's ambiguous. It's ambiguous.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's a great album.
This one is definitely more of a grower than The Lonesome Crowded West.
Lonesome Crowded West is just satisfying.
Yes.
It's just a satisfying album.
Yes. The Lonesome Crowded West is more positive than this, and it's sort of. I think that sounds more like a classic rock album.
Yeah.
Not in sort of the terms of sounding like, I don't know, Bruce Springsteen or Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
But it's more of like, like you can listen to it and go like, yeah, and it's got big anthems in it and stuff, and
like the guitar solo in Trailer Trash and stuff like that. And
yes.
Yeah.
But The Moon and Antarctica is more, as you say, introverted and more like weird. It's a much weirder album, bizarrely, despite the fact it's a major label debut.
It reminds me of one of my favourite albums, Lateralis by Tool.
Yeah.
And Tool are an incredible band.
Yeah.
They managed to elevate themselves above the label of being a metal band, and they're just a fantastic band. And Lateralis is... what's great about Tool is that they don't reveal anything about the music. They barely give interviews. They're very strange, introverted people. So it's up to you to work out what the albums are about. And Lateralis could be read as being an out-of-body experience that a character has, and He returns to his body and he's just comatose, basically. Moon and Antarctica is a bit like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's what I call a journey album.
Yeah.
Where the narrator is going on some kind of introverted journey through his life and reassessing his life, and he ultimately reaches a conclusion. You get towards the end of the album, the songs get a lot, well, except for the Stars of Projection, we get a lot shorter. There's a lot of experimentation with like vocalization and percussion, and the instrumentation gets very sparse.
Yeah.
Kind of a bit like Lateralis, where in the last third of the album, there's basically no vocals.
Yeah.
It's just him murmuring and making these weird noises and stuff.
Yeah. I actually think it's got some of Isaac Brock's best lyrics.
Yeah.
Has an amazing. Do you know what the last line of the album is? You better remember that people ain't nothing but water and shit.
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, it does sort of. I mean, the topics he handles incredibly heady for like a rock band as well.
Fall right into place.
Yes.
Disintegrate.
But you've got like the first song, Third Planet, which is.
Oh, I love that song.
That's I think that might be the best Modest Mouse song. I mean, that was the first song of them I ever heard. I've never heard anything like it because it's got that sort of like sort of build, but not in like a sort of like when I think of like music builds and
Stairway to Heaven.
Not Stairway to Heaven, but just like Nirvana or something. Where it's quiet and then loud, which it sort of does because it's acoustic like. It's iconic, is that? It's amazing.
Where it's like. And I'm perfecting the art of fucking people over. That's great, yeah.
Think of that first line as like this is definitely one in all where each line sort of builds up. Like first line is was it everything around me is falling apart.
Everything together is falling apart.
I've got this thing I consider my only art, fucking people
That's
over.
it, yeah.
But yeah, you're all instantly in it.
Yeah, throws you right in, yeah.
And again, that song is about possibly it's about a couple who've lost a child.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to be free and not just two, and it's how the world begins, and it's taking this idea of childbirth and thing, and again turning it bigger.
Yeah.
About again a third planet instead of just a third person, all that sort of big metaphysical things.
It puts all things in perspective that like your lives have been projected against this huge universe, and it's again you can either read it as being a really positive or a really negative album, but the universe is huge, it's full of potential, and you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think what it's saying is that like it's difficult to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're held back by all your earthly constraints in your lives and stuff like that. Your responsibilities. You've got the potential in you to be someone who's as big as the universe, but ultimately you're held back.
Held back, yes. And it's definitely an album where it sort of is of a, as you say, of a piece, of a theme.
Yeah.
Like, how many of these songs do you actually think would work outside the context of the album? I think Third Planet would, because it's the first one.
I think Gravity Rides Everything would.
Well, that was the single, so that one does. The next couple of songs I don't think do. You've got I'm Not the Dark Centre of the Universe.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good song.
Ironically, they actually played that on my recent tour.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't think that one would work out of context. You've got Dark Centre of... the next one, it's like... The chorus is, I broke my back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't remember what that song's called.
I remember.
I love the next song, Tiny City Made of Ashes.
Oh, yeah. Tiny City Made of Ashes. They played that song recently live as well. Yeah, they played that live as well recently.
That one's a great song. I think that was another single, actually.
Playing City Made of Ashes. Yeah, that's good.
See, that and all, again, it's about like an apocalypse. We're going around a tiny city made of ashes.
Yeah.
And so, Has anybody found a way? It's like, it's a great song, is that. It's like a really weird sort of... A lot of the songs on here sort of sound almost like Captain Beefheart-esque.
Yeah.
Proper weird sort of... what's it called? Proper weird sort of guitar sounds.
Yeah.
Weird sort of...
There's a lot of like reversed guitar sounds. Like on Gravity Rides Everything, it's like boom, 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 boom. And then he uses that as like when the acoustic guitar launches in. It's cool.
Yeah. Then you've got A New City.
Yeah.
Which is about I can't remember this. I think this one's about someone who goes to university or moves to a new city. They gave me a degree, it wasn't worth nothing.
Oh yeah.
That's got a really great ending and all. It's like that song, the ending, and that's also a lyric in Stars and Projectors, where it's like I've been told you never die if you never get old. That's it, yeah. But it's really weird that they're tackling these massive subjects, but in a way that's also relatable. Like a lot of bands seem pretentious if they try and talk about like metaphysics. Yeah, exactly. And the universe. Yeah. In sort of 3-minute sort of pop songs.
But they do it really well. For whatever reason,
Yeah.
Isaac Brock has an ability, I think, as a lyricist and a singer, to present these ideas which could sound quite corny from anybody else.
Yeah.
You can imagine like Robert Plant singing songs like this.
Yeah.
Or like Roger Daltrey or something like that. But you know, like I always think of like you know, I'm sorry that I hate you. I'm sorry that I dissed you.
Yeah.
Stuff about like, you know, like stuff like that, like, you know, from anyone else's mouth it sounds like really corny.
Yeah.
But like for whatever reason he just sells it.
Well, it's because he has like everyman vocals. Like it's him. It's like a normal person trying to comprehend the universe and all these big subjects, rather than like.
It feels like a drunken conversation you have with a friend, where like the conversation goes into like, you know, life, man.
Yeah.
You know, like about how, you know, about the big issues kind of thing.
Yeah.
It feels like that a bit, and he's trying to internalise these issues, and yeah, it's great.